I'll bring it up.
Don't get an attitude.
I have an attitude. Okay? No, because you know what?
Sit in the car.
I've been being.
Sit in the car.
I'm in the car.
Sit in the car, or I'm going to put you in the car.
I'm sitting in the car.
No.
And I'm trying to have a conversation.
In the seat.
No, I'm trying to have.
Stand up. We're going to put you in this car if you don't listen.
October 8th, 2023. Officers respond to a minor collision. A woman named Elsie says half a beer more than 2 hours ago. 3 NHTSA-validated field sobriety tests follow. The real issue is not whether she was impaired. It is whether the arrest met the Fourth Amendment.
Who's writing the crash report? How much damage are you guys putting for the vehicles?
That's what we were just talking about.
So are we writing a crash report on this, or what's the decision from there? I just need to know because it'll affect how I move forward. Okay. If you're not going to write one, that's fine on my end. I don't care. For me, it doesn't matter. I mean, I said.
Figure it out real soon.
Yeah, just let me know.
How much is BMW paying?
No crash, sir. No crash.
No crash. All right. Who's got her ID?
Yeah,
I got it. Okay. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm finding yourself.
What's your first name?
Elsie.
Elsie. Okay. There's an officer bar. I can't put these one, obviously. These officers called me here because they concerned maybe you had something to drink tonight.
That was probably maybe more than 2 hours ago.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
What did you have?
I took maybe half a beer.
That was it?
That was it.
Okay. Are you on any medication? Or anything
No,
like that?
sir.
Okay. Do you mind stepping out for me?
Yep.
Come on over here. Do you have anything like physically wrong with you? Like
Nope.
Any injuries? Anything
Nope.
wrong with like your legs, your back, your knees?
Nope.
No. And you said you're not on any medications
No,
right
sir.
now? You're perfectly healthy then.
I'm healthy. I have anxiety, but besides that, I'm good.
You on medication for that?
Not tonight. I only take it when needed.
Okay. Do you wear contacts?
I wear glasses.
All right. Can you stand with your feet together like this, arms down at your side? What I'd like to do is begin by checking your eyes as part of some field sobriety exercises. Okay. You see the red light here in front of you?
Absolutely.
What I want you to do is follow that light with your eyes, keeping your head still as I move that light back and forth, okay? There's a couple other exercises I'd like you to do, okay? You willing to do those for me?
Absolutely.
All right, come on down here. So we'll use this white line right here as a line to walk down.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some instructions. I'll show you how to do it.
Okay.
And then after I do all of that, you can ask questions, okay? I just prefer you don't ask questions while I'm giving the instructions because it's kind of hard for me to stop, all right? So while I'm doing all of that, what I would like you to do is stand with your left foot at the very beginning of the line. Then take your right foot, place it in front of your left foot so it touches heel to toe. Make sure both feet are on the line and one directly in front of the other. Place your arms to your side. Now don't begin walking until I tell you to start, okay?
Okay.
So when I tell you to, I want you to take 9 heel to toe steps, counting your steps out loud as you walk down the line.
Okay.
Turn around and then walk back down the line. 9 heel to toe steps, counting your steps out loud.
Okay.
So your first step will be number 1, and each step needs to be heel to toe like this. 1, 2, 3, and so on until you get to 9.
Okay.
On your 9th step, I want you to leave your front foot on the line. Remove only your back foot, taking a series of small steps to complete a turn, just like this. And then you walk back down the line, 9 heel to toe steps, counting your steps out loud. 1, 2, 3, and so on until you get to 9.
Okay, so straight down, slowly turn, come down.
Exactly.
Count out loud.
Exactly. So,
Is this one or is the next one?
So your first step will be number 1.
This one?
Your first step will be number 1.
Okay.
Okay. So while you do this, I'd like you to look at your feet as you walk. Count your steps out loud, keeping your arms down to your side just like this. Don't stop walking until you've completely finished this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No. Straight down, slow turn, back to you, no questions.
Okay. You can begin then if you understand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. Next, what I want you to do is stand with your feet together, arms down to your side. You can forget about this line. We're not going to use it, okay?
Okay.
I don't want you to do anything until I tell you right now, okay? I'm just going to show you how to do this and explain everything.
Okay.
So when I tell you to, I want you to raise one leg. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to raise my left leg just because that's what I like to do. Raise it so it's about 6 inches off of the ground. Point your toe straight out. Look at that foot and count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop, okay? Make sure you keep both legs straight. Don't bend them at the knee. And if you put your foot down, just pick it back up and continue counting from where you left off.
You want me to balance right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
No, we're working out.
Well, you see me doing it.
You're a cop.
Doesn't mean anything.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Do you have any questions on how to do it?
No, you just told me raise the leg till you count. If I put my leg down, stop. So you tell me keep counting.
Well, if you put your foot down, I want you to pick it back up and continue counting from where you left off, and you do that all on your own. Okay.
Okay. 1001. You want me to count by 1,000?
Yeah, 1001, 1002,
Okay.
etc. Yep. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. And begin when you're ready.
Okay. 1001.
Make sure you're looking at your foot.
1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012.
Make sure you're looking at your foot.
1013, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017.
Under Terry versus Ohio, officers may detain a person when they can point to specific, articulable facts. A collision gives you the stop. Impairment indicators give you the tests. Reasonable suspicion to detain is not probable cause to arrest. That gap is where this case lives. When the officer calls the arrest basis a lot of inclusive parameters that I observed, that phrase is doing legal work it was never built to do. Under Graham versus Connor, arrest justification must rest on objective, articulable observations, not a summary conclusion. Inclusive parameters describes an outcome, not specific clues. The NHTSA scoring system defines those clues: sway, step deviation, foot placement. None were named on camera before the arrest was made. Still, an officer does not have to recite a checklist at the scene. But if those observations don't exist anywhere in the record, a suppression hearing becomes very difficult. A defense attorney's first question will be exactly what inclusive parameters means. Watch what that question does to this case.
1018, 1019.
All right, you can stop. Go ahead and put your foot down. Put your arms around your back.
What am I doing with people?
DUI.
For what?
Driving under the influence. Do you have anything?
Literally just what you guys told me to do.
Well, you did the exercises. You just didn't perform them how I asked you to. There's a lot of inclusive impairment that I observed during that. It leads me to believe you've been drinking a lot more than you're telling me. When we get down to the jail, I am going to ask you to do a breath test. Are you willing to do that?
Nope.
Okay. All right, come on. You don't have anything hidden on you, do you?
No.
Okay. Do you carry anything? Do you carry anything in your top? Any
No.
cash? Any ID? Okay, just making sure.
There was not even. Oh, He always drives it. But okay.
Alright. You stand right here. Face the car. You can relax your arms. She's good searching in just a second, okay?
No, there's really nothing up there.
I know, we gotta make sure.
I'm gonna get the passenger out there.
No, don't impound my car. There's
We-
people in there. They
yeah,
can
we
drive
have-
it.
we
No,
have to.
don't
The
do
car
that.
is in your name. We don't have a choice.
But I have
We have
people
policy.
in there. I don't even live over here. Like,
I'm trying to explain
that
to you.
was a whole accident.
Do you want to hear what I have to say or not?
No, because
Okay, then
why?
I'm not-
You want to impound my car for what?
Okay.
Like, there's people in the car that can literally take my car where it needs to go. Like, you guys are doing extra. I barely even bumped that damn car. I've been more than
Okay, come on back here.
respectful. No, because I've been more than respectful. And
You have. I appreciate that.
I don't know, but can we talk?
Yeah, we can.
No.
Well, you said you didn't want to hear what I had to say.
Well, then let's listen to it because there's no way. I don't even live over here, and
Okay,
you're
have a
gonna have them impound my car.
We have to by our policy.
But
we
there's
can't release.
people here.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell
And
you
there's
something.
no
Have a
deal.
seat. You don't want to listen to
I'm
me.
not.
So
Girlfriend.
don't get an attitude.
I have an attitude. No, because you know what?
Have
I've
a
been.
seat. Sit in
No,
the car.
I've been being-
Sit in the car. Or
I'm
I'm
in
gonna
the
put
car.
you. Sit in
I'm
the car, or I'm going to put you in the car.
I'm sitting in the car.
No,
And
in
I'm
the
trying
seat.
to have a
In the
conversation.
seat.
No, I'm trying to have.
Stand up. We're going to put you in this car if you don't listen.
Attention on the charge.
For what?
Battery.
Battery for what? I haven't touched none of you guys.
Your
So
leg
I
out.
can't.
I won't take the whole purse. Just credit cards. Nothing else. Credit card and cash. Nothing else. I gotta count it. It's all on Bodycam. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you. Oh, if you would, yeah, you're not gonna be able to talk to her right now. 'Cause she's not.
Date of birth?
She's not cooperative with us, so I'm nothing against you,
No,
but
yeah, I understand.
I just don't want her to get hyped up again. Okay. Whoever had contact with her or whatever, just do a supplement for me, please, on the report. Thank you. You're welcome. You'll have a bond.
Did they give you my purse?
Yeah.
Can I call my attorney?
Yeah, when you get inside, you can. Yeah. So I know you said you didn't want to take the breath test.
I'm not going to.
All right, I do have to read you something by law.
I don't want
Okay. So if you refuse to take the test I've requested of you, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year for a first refusal, or 18 months if your driving privilege has been previously suspended for refusing to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood. They had a female booking. Thanks. So the second portion of this is, additionally, if you refuse to take the test I've requested of you, and if your driving privilege has been previously suspended for a refusal to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood, you will be committing a misdemeanor, in addition to any other penalties which can be imposed by law. So refusing to submit to testing is admissible as evidence in a criminal proceeding. Okay, you understand your license? You understand your license is going to be suspended for a year. Okay. Come on out. If you would just stand right here for me. All right, see the doors? Right here to your right. We're going to walk right to that door. I've got it. I didn't bring your own purse, so all your credit card and stuff like that. Got your cash, too. We don't leave that kind of stuff in the car.
On the impound, the officer cites department policy. Under South Dakota versus Opperman, a lawful impound requires a standardized, non-pretextual policy applied consistently, not a judgment call on the scene. Elsie stated licensed drivers were available to take the car. "We have to by our policy" is not proof that policy exists in writing. While many departments do have written DUI impound policies that satisfy Opperman, the question here is whether that written policy can actually be produced. If it cannot, the impound and any inventory search that followed both face a Fourth Amendment challenge in court. On the breath test, under Birchfield versus North Dakota, a breath test incident to a lawful DUI arrest does not require a warrant. Elsie refuses. Under the implied consent framework used in most states, the refusal triggers an automatic license suspension, and the refusal itself is admissible as evidence at trial. While some argue this creates Fifth Amendment pressure, Birchfield resolved that directly. The officer reads the full advisement correctly on camera. That is a procedural positive, and it closes the door on that particular challenge. The investigating officer ran a methodical process, clear instructions, patience throughout, and read the implied consent advisement without error. The gap is narrow, but it matters. The arrest justification was vague, where the law requires specificity. That is the exact opening a defense attorney needs to file a suppression motion. Elsie cooperated through every field sobriety test and asked reasonable questions. Her conduct shifted after the arrest, when she repeatedly left the patrol vehicle to argue the impound. Once under arrest, the window to negotiate an impound is legally closed. Refusing direct commands after arrest creates independent exposure separate from the DUI charge. First, for law enforcement. The NHTSA system gives you the language you need. Sway, step deviation, specific clue counts, those are articulable facts. Naming them on camera before the arrest call costs nothing and protects every step of the prosecution. Generic language is a gift to the defense. Second, for anyone behind the wheel. Cooperating through the tests is the right call. After an arrest decision, arguing an impound from outside a patrol vehicle creates new charges. That exposure is entirely separate from whatever brought the officers there. The decision that changes everything happens in under 60 seconds. Third, on the breath test decision. Refusing removes a number from the prosecution. It also triggers a license suspension and makes the refusal itself evidence. There is no universally correct answer, but consequences run in both directions from the moment the officer finishes reading that advisement. If there is a stop or an arrest worth this kind of analysis, drop it in the comments. The law is only as strong as the people willing to look at it closely. Thanks for watching.